Hey guys, this is my 99 Toyota 4Runner limited edition. It's got the automatic HVAC system, which can cause issues. And if you're having a problem where when you change the heat from hot to cold, it starts clicking under here, I'll show you what it sounds like. And if we change it, and then I kind of block it, it starts clicking. It's because the plastic gear in there is getting worn out, but it's a pretty common thing. But I was not able to, change the temperature. It just sits there and clicks. But I'm gonna show you guys how to fix it and prevent that from happening again. This is where it goes, right on the passenger side. And it is a little tricky to get it in and out of here. But basically this thing right here goes right in there, and then it basically turns it like that. And if you're having this problem and you just really need to, change it from like hot to cold, like the weather's changed or something, you can remove it and then just change it manually down here, and that works okay. But as you can see, it's a little hard to move by hand. And there's actually a little steel cable that goes up into the engine bay, and we're gonna try to lubricate that to make it a little bit easier before we put the new one in. And also, it's just 3 of these little Phillips screws to get it out. One of them is a little hard to do because it's back here and you can't really see it. You kind of have to feel it. However, if you have the right tools, it is possible to get it out pretty easily. And I love this little Icon tool set with all these different bits. And it has a special extension that you can, change the length really easily. And you can also change the angle, and it's got really fine teeth. But I just love this thing for working on stuff like this. All right, so we're under the hood and near the back at the firewall. This is the heater valve. Sometimes these like to leak as well, so you may need to replace that. But you can see the cable goes all the way out here, and it kind of unclips from the bottom. You kind of have to push down on the back, and it slides up like that, and then we can move the cable and kind of roll it off of here. Oh yeah, it just comes right off. Yeah, it's definitely a little stiff, so we're gonna fix that. That's gonna put a lot of extra stress on the new actuator, and we don't want to burn out the new one. Let's go ahead and stick a paper towel underneath that cable, just like that. Catch any of the lubrication that we're gonna feed through. And I'm gonna be using this stuff called Dry Slide Bike Aid. It's a moly lubricant, and it dries to like a nice film, and it resists rust, dirt, and water. And I actually use this on my motorcycle cables. And it's got a little ball in there we gotta shake up. And it comes with this little needle that screws onto the top. All right, well, I'll just inject some of this into the cable. Let that kind of just move down to the bottom. Then we'll just move it in and out, see if we can work it in there nice and good. All right, now it moves a lot smoother. We'll go ahead and reattach it. The valve moves real smooth, which is something you want to check as well. Alright, we'll make sure the valve is pushed all the way this way before we clip it down. It's got plenty of room to move it back and forth. Just make sure it's clipped in. And you can see the lubrication made it all the way through to the other side. Attach the cable right there. Gonna just clean up that extra lube. And you can actually see where that cable lube dried up like it's supposed to. It's kind of like a graphite almost once it dries. And here's the new part. And I actually called a Toyota dealership. I'm not gonna say which one. And the guy just recommended I buy it online. And he gave me the part number and everything. But your part number could be different. And at the dealer is like $260, but on eBay for hopefully an OEM part was like $70, and then after shipping it was like just under 100. Here's the new part. It's a Denso, and it's got that first line, looks to be the same. Yeah, it looks like the same part. And one little tricky part about this is getting this lined up. You're gonna have to move that whole assembly around until you can kind of line it up and get everything in place. And one screw goes there, one goes there, one goes here, and then these little ones are the alignment pins. And on the new one, I'm gonna put a little bit of lithium soap-based grease on this roller, just so everything will move nice and easily over the years. This part a little tricky and a little bit hard to show. And that track right there is what that little slider needs to pop into. Oh, there it goes. It's very important you get that in there so when the arm moves, it can move everything around like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, you can see I kind of moved it along there and it's mostly lined up, I think. There we go. See that alignment pin is in there. Everything's lined up. And the side back here, you can't see it. You just have to feel it. Let me see if I can show you how that little pin for the movement arm slid in properly. All right, now the fun part is to get all these screws in here. And I want to get that back one in that we can't see. Oh, actually, if I move the camera, I can see it with the camera, but I can't see it with my own eyes. This tool is very helpful. And then we'll get the other two. The back one is the hardest one, so we want to get that first if we can. And make sure those alignment pins are where they need to be. And I'll just snug it up. All right, all the screws are snugged up. That arm is in the right position through that little slot. Very important that you get that in there correctly. But now we can just go ahead and plug it in. Oh, and by the way, to remove it, you just push up on that little tab and it pops out. Super simple. And we'll attach it to that little clip like it's supposed to be. And the wire actually slides up into this little slot to keep it all organized. And that should be good. Let's go ahead and test it out. So in case you're wondering why these go bad and start clicking, like only at certain points, is you can see this gear. The teeth are stripped out. So it just happens over time usually, but I think it'll probably help having that cable lubricate it so it doesn't have to work as hard. I've seen different failure points on these little actuators. I've seen like where the plastic holds like this gear, it kind of just starts moving this way. I've seen that before. It's interesting how this gear is metal and this one is plastic. Seems like they maybe could make them both metal. I don't know. But it's a super common thing in all vehicles that have these kind of actuators. But at least on that Toyota, you don't have to take the entire dashboard apart like some of the General Motors vehicles. And if this gear isn't your problem, and one of these might be. Well guys, it's super nice to be able to actually change the temperature in here from hot to cold once again. But anyways, thanks for watching this video and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.